The Joy of Functional Game Dev, Project 1, Episode 12. Please like and subscribe. Hello again, everyone. Nice to see you. And today is Episode 12, and so the GitHub releases v0.11, which is the end of Episode 11, start of Episode 12. If you care to follow along, the link is below. And let's go take a look at our Trello board. In our Trello board, we have in progress, we want the Gamepad input and how Gamepad input conflicts with keyboard input. And I've had a little bit of time to think about it. And we're gonna for now we're gonna continue to keep both Gamepad and keyboard input together, and then figure out how maybe we want to refactor that. But so, at least for this guy, alright. So, one of the things, here's move avatar. So the old keyboard state, that's the new keyboard state. Alright, in updating, let's take a look again at what goes on whenever. Let's take a look. Alright, so what happens? So we have update game and then draw game. So update game. Update game is the place. Update game. So the three places here where this matters, and I think what ends up having to happen is we need to have a gamepad state and a keyboard state that gets passed along with every state, not just the three play states. But time will tell. Because one of the things that we probably want to do is, well, one of the things I definitely want to do is I want to split up these states. But it is not time for that right now. So here we are on the title screen, and so one of the things here is when I'm at the title screen, say I also want to say let gamepad state equals gamepad dot get state player index 1. And this is going to be super ugly because we have and gamepad state is connected and gamepad state buttons that is down. How do I check it? Is button down buttons.a. So that is long and that is ugly, but and really we do want to have a previous keyboard state and a previous game state. And we want to filter it through, and we want to see what command comes out. But alright, we're gonna, that's A, for the help state. So I'm taking a look here. So there's there's a start button on here. Let's do dot start. Okay, so that's the start button. So we want, generally speaking, we want the start and back buttons to deal with things. But for now, let's make the... Let's just throw these in here and get... It's actually or. Or that. We'll pick some buttons. So that one's start. The help one will be X. That one's start. Options will be, call that A. And for which is the high score, that one will be Y. Because Y we never really know what Y is. So and then over here, and so the keyboard state, we respond to escape or B, or there's the back button. So yeah, don't write code like this. Or the back button. Back button. We do need a gamepad state. But the thing is as I go through, like, okay, this works. I can see a commonality, and then it allows me to describe what sort of put it into a map that allows me to describe what's going on, so that I can appropriately do this. So now, and yeah, yep, it's a copy pasta fest. All right, so we're gonna put that there. Gonna put that there. Put that there. This is the price of. We got copy pastas 4 days. So okay, everything except for the so the other UI screens. Let's see it work. Turn on the there we are. Right, and we succeeded. Let's see if this happens. So supposedly hit X, and then red, X, go back, go back, Y, go back, Y, red, ooh, green, go back. My buttons is stuck. Why is my button stuck? Because I never use my controller. So there's that. Go back, there's that, go back, that, go back. Okay. We got a controller, and I really need to clean this thing. It just kind of sits here collecting goo. I don't know where the goo's coming from. Yeah, thanks for that joke. Anyway. So there's all this. But okay, cool. Alright, so we got something. And so the start button gives me that. Of course, I have no control with the keyboard there, but that's okay. For our next trick, we're going to stop the game. We're going to put in the controller. And we're going to... not even really sure. Alright. We also need to, so updating the game over state is sort of the same. So we put these in here. Do we have rid of update play state? We'll update the gamepad state when during our game over state. So the thing is we should be updating the gamepad state there. So what's new game do? See, this is what bothers me. All right, so we actually, here's the thing. Currently, new game loses keyboard and gamepad state. Well, that's no good. Unless does it? Let's go to the definition. Does it? Actually, no, it doesn't. I've outwitted myself because it just takes whatever the current keyboard state and whatever else are. Okay. Well, that was simple. Update gamepad state. Gamepad state. So now updating the game over state, we're going to grab these things. We're going to have an OR. We're going to have gamepad. That's not board state. Gamepad state is connected, and we're going. Yeah, this is no way to proceed because this is super ugly. So what I really want is because this sucks. What I really want is I want to know I pushed a particular button. And I don't want to do it this way. So I want to know, is this connected? So give me the down buttons. And the same thing I want. So I want to also know. Alright, let's write it. I want a set of buttons. Alright. Let get gamepad buttons equals. And we're going to take a gamepad state. Okay. So if gamepad state is connected, then else set dot empty, and it's going to be, do I have to put a T? Okay, so buttons option. We just leave it as buttons, an empty set of buttons. The gamepad is connected. Then, start with a set that empty. Gamepad. How about we spell it correctly with a capital S? It's connected. Whoa. Pad state. Gamepad state is connected, then we have an empty set of buttons. Otherwise, this is silly. Let add gamepad button. Which is buttons, and gamepad state, and this is my collection. So, and that's a set, which is a set of buttons. Maybe that doesn't work either. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it the bad way. I can't do it the bad way. So start with an empty set of buttons. And then I add X. Alright. Nope, this it's gonna work out. So add gamepad button, buttons, start, gamepad state, pad.a, pad.b. Doesn't really matter the order that they're in. X.y. And we don't care. These are the ones we care about. So get the gamepad buttons, but it depends on the game state. We start with the empty thing of buttons. And this thing has to actually say equal if gamepad state is button down, button, then else set. Set.add if gamepad state.is connected and. So now I call get gamepad buttons from the gamepad state. Sorry. Let buttons equal get equal gamepad state get gamepad buttons. So now this should be a set of buttons, and there will be nothing. There will be nothing there. And so now, or buttons contains buttons dot. We know an X. Well, that is automatically much better. That one's start. Start A and Y. A and Y. Start A Y. Alright, doesn't work. Just because we have ideas doesn't mean that our ideas work, right? And there, that pad's still on. Oh. Nope. So that's cool. Alright, go back to that. Go back to that. Go back to that. Go back to that. Go back. Neat. And start. Still okay. But we can definitely see that this is way better than that stuff. Our and here and right here we don't even have alright, yeah, this is cool. We're gonna see there. This is going to simplify things greatly. Or buttons dot contains buttons dot b or oh yeah. Back. So much better. And these things, so now I only care about buttons. So if I'm only dealing with buttons, this is fantastic. Oop. Hit Control B. Not even really sure what that does. I know it's a high score. And really, so now these things Oh yeah, so much better. These things are getting long. Oh, too many pipes. Did high score delta, so there's a high score. And that is fantastic. So updating the play state. So right here, this is an is key pressed. Do I have... So, because actually it's two values. Okay. So I've got keyboard state, which is the new one, and I got board state.keyboard state, which is the old one. And I need to match these together. And just turn it into a Boolean value. So I need to be able to pass something where I can pass that plus this, and it's a thing. Alright, I'm going to think about that a little bit more. So I'm going to update the game over state. But right now what I want to do is I want let buttons equal gamepad state get of course I have to move it. X still leave the clean me up. So I want to get gamepad buttons. Or so what button does pause? What button means pause? This is the if this key is down, or buttons so actually get button presses. Okay. So I want now. Alright. Get gamepad button presses. And this here. Alright. Yes, Virginia. There's a pipe this tuple into there. We're gonna so board state dot gamepad state, comma that cell going to a magical thing. So let old gamepad state new gamepad state equal. Alright. So definitely I'll let old buttons equal get gamepad buttons for the old gamepad state. Let new buttons equal new gamepad state get gamepad buttons. And now, any place where the new buttons has a value that where old buttons does not have the value, think this looks like a job for fold. It does. Alright, so let result equal new buttons dot fold. Is there a fold? I think I have to seek dot fold. Or I have to set dot fold. Okay, so new buttons set dot fold. Okay. And my state is going to take my state. Fun accumulator and value is going to return a new state. So my accumulator and then my empty buttons. I just say accumulator. Alright, so it would let me do that. Okay, so V is a value in new buttons, and so the accumulator starts out as empty set. Okay. Actually, I won't need to store this, or not really store. That's a very imperative thought of me, but I don't have to bind it to a name because I don't need to use it later. So. And then really, new buttons. I can start with, I don't need to bind this either. I'm going to get the game buttons. Don't need to do that. I do need the old buttons bound. I do need that bound to the old name. Because I'm starting with an empty set. And I got V. So if old buttons contains V, then old buttons contains V, then the accumulator else accumulator set dot add V. Alright. Thinking in folds is a very functional and F-sharpy way to do things. And so it helps to, and also let's not use V. Let's go with, it's actually a button. Because, and this will make things a little bit easier to read. So the first thing we send in here, we're sending in a fold, which means we're going to spit out a state. And the state is going to turn out a set of buttons. So we start with an empty set of buttons. We're like, okay, these are the buttons that you've pressed. And so we have the old buttons. These are all the old buttons that are pressed based on this function here. We then take the new Gamepad state and we get which ones are currently pressed. And then, really this is really result. It's a state. Call it state. State is state. And then we come in, and for each one of these, so if A is in there, it's going to call with A, and I go, hey, I got A. I've got A is currently pressed. If A was pressed before, then this button is not newly pressed, so just return state as you got it. Otherwise, add the button to it, return that, and go through all of the items in there. And so when you're done, you'll only have the ones that were not in here, but are now, that were not in here, but are now in here. Does it make sense? And this is what we do. It's not, we don't do loops. I'm not sure if there's because it's not an intersection. It's a not. It's like saying intersects with not the old one. So if I had a way of getting the hey, is this not pressed, then we could have gone with an intersection. But this works just as well. We hope. Because I think it works. So now here we have that. We have the get game button presses. So now we know whether or not a button has been pressed. Or buttons contains, and we still haven't decided which button we would like. I'm going to go with B. Buttons.b. So we're going to have it, so that should work. So unpausing we don't have yet, but provided we manage to build this, then we will have the ability to pause. Okay, so, and start the game, pause. Nope, it's B. Pause. Okay. So we can do that, we can, alright. Cool. Oop, and that's the controller almost falling down. So where is the update pause state? We might as well do let key gamepad state equals game dot get state. We want to update the gamepad's get state player index 1. Right. I'm gonna update gamepad state. Gamepad state. Cool. Alright, so we update those things, and we also, so we got this again. Let buttons equal gamepad state get gamepad button presses or buttons contain buttons. We set a button, so buttons dot contains buttons dot b. And why are you angry? So buttons. Oh yes, because I have to do a thing. I have to pass old and new. So board state dot gamepad state. I always question myself. I don't think I'm quite to the level yet where I know this is where to do it. This is what I can do. Does that mean this is what I should do? I don't know. So now pause and unpause should work on B. And then at long last we can actually get the game. So now I can hit start. I can pause. I can unpause. If I hold it, let's say that's nice, that's right, that's right, that's right. Okay, cool. Then we just have one last little bit for so move avatar keywords that we're also going to put game pad state in here. So let's go to move avatar. We're gonna use Mr. Gamepad state. We have that. So that's the old one. So and this is where I think we can let new, so it's like let, so that's a new keyboard state. So, no, okay. If gamepad state is connected, then we're going to do something else. Otherwise, the keyboard state is going to determine the delta. And actually for now, because I need, so whether it is or whether it isn't, it's going to do it. Because velocity x, it's going to be in the per second. And so if the gamepad state is connected, then what I want is something. I'm going to make an assumption. Gamepad state dot is it stick? I have no idea. Is it axis? What's it called? Thumbsticks? Okay, thumbsticks. Thumbsticks. Left. X. Gamepad state thumbsticks dot left dot y. So vector 2D. Well, that doesn't seem right. Dot. Now what in the world? All right. Thumbsticks dot left. We're gonna look it up. So gamepad state. Gamepad state dot thumbsticks. Gamepad state thumbsticks. So look at some documentation and see if we can figure out what in the world we're doing. So there's our thumbsticks. Great, but what does it even mean? It's a thumbsticks property which returns a gamepad thumbsticks. Thanks so much. Alright, let's look for gamepad Welcome to the rabbit hole. Gamepad thumbsticks members. Alright, so it is a gamepad thumbsticks. It's left and it's right as a 2D vector. But so there it's left and then dot x, right? So alright. Vector 2D. Vector 2. Vector 2 structure. I'm going to do vector 2. X and A. The X and A framework library structure. Vector 2, and it's an X. What are you? What kind of... It's an X. Gets the X component of the vector. Okay, right. 2.x. It's a float. So there's then, but yield vector 2.x. Oh, but you see. Alright. Times 1.0 times 1 over second. Is this right? Float times 1.0 1 over second. Then let t let, just what type does it become? Okay. So it doesn't like float 32 doesn't match. So it's a float 32. Good to know. Which is different than a float. Some magic-y way. So I don't need to let that be t anymore. So now I've got alright. some key parentheses here. And so the left one, the left thumbstick will now, I have no idea. I'm making an assumption again that -1, okay, I don't have to make the assumption, so it's going to be from -1.0 to 1.0. So then, if we build, then we're in good shape, and what we're going to have is the thumbstick whenever the gamepad is connected, thumbsticks will control it, and keys can suck it, basically. So let's see. All right, we're going to start. Oh, wait, no, we don't want that. We want start. Oh. Yeah, inverted. Inverted. Okay, so what I got here. So the my screen coordinates are Y increases towards the bottom of the screen, but with the gamepad, Y increases as I go up. This is a simple matter to fix, brought to you by -1 per seconds. And this is very nice, because this means we go. Oh yeah, look at you. So we can also go slowly or fastly. All right. Woo! This is kind of cool. We got blink, blink. All right, so we have this, and then right now, keyboard no is works. And that's a fantastic place to be. This is awesome. We'll play, see how much I can get. I don't think I can get that many. So yeah, I'm gonna call it Xbox controller supported, which means we're done. I don't think I have any way of doing anything from the game over screen, but that's all right. We don't really need it. So hey, we got ourselves. Let's go over to a Trello board, and we're going to add labels. We're going to squee. Figured out how we're going to do it. Oh, so we're close. Well, you know what? This isn't going to take that long. So let's just do it. Let's finish this, because when we're in update, we're in updating the game over state. All we gotta do here is this, and we want button presses. That's all we want. Gamepad button presses. Got those. And then or buttons contains buttons dot start. And we're in a new game. We're going to be another minute, because we have to test it out. Go. Well, in this case, I can see about how many things can I get in a minute. So we actually get to test the game. But this means Xbox controller support, or gamepad support works. It means next time we are done with infrastructure things. We can start adding gameplay elements. We can start doing the really cool meat of it. I mean, we've had a playable game this whole time, since pretty much, I think episode 4 or 5. It's nice to finally have. Can I do? Come on. Okay, so I can get to about 27. So that's a little over 2 seconds per. And we'll see how we can improve it. Also, some of as we add stuff, we'll be able to go faster and do more interesting things. But yeah, we have made a tremendous amount of progress today, and we say, what are we doing next? We'll have to think about that next time. And for now, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. It helps me out. And until next time, happy functional game dev. The Joy of Functional Game Dev, Project 1, Episode 12. Please like and subscribe.